Hello everyone, I'm Janine. Today I will show you the dress that I made for Atlanta Frocktails and a few things that I've picked up in the last couple of weeks. So before I get started, today we had our first cold day of winter. It was actually 21 Fahrenheit when I left for work this morning. So I'm wearing some cozy clothes. I'm wearing the, I think it's True Bias, Lodo dress in a Ponte de Roma from Top Stitch Atlanta. And I'm wearing a Deer and Doe Plantain, just a t-shirt underneath with fabric from Hobby Lobby. I love this time of year because I can wear dresses and tights and boots, and it's so easy to get dressed in the morning instead of trying to coordinate a top and pants and a jacket and shoes. So anyways, that's what I'm wearing today. So last time I told you that I was going to make two dresses, maybe it was the time before, two dresses, one for Frocktails and the other one, the Mary Quant dress. So the Mary Quant dress is done. I just have to finish the detachable collar. But today I want to tell you about the dress I made for Frocktails. The pattern that I used is the MAVEN French Dart Shift. French Dart Shift. I don't know if you can see that. So this dress is very simple. It's got a rolled collar, French darts in the front, fisheye darts in the back, and your choice of sleeves. No closures, no interfacing, no facing. Oh, it's got pockets too. So I decided this was the dress that I wanted to make, and I searched all over for fabric. Then when I went home to Calgary a few weeks ago, I took my mom to Olga's Fabric Lane, looked there, found the perfect fabric. I'm going to show you pictures of the dress while I show you the fabric and while I chat a bit. But the fabric that I picked up is a stretch cotton. This is a remnant. It's a very geometric design. And this is actual woven fabric. This is not a print. So you can feel the threads in this. And it has quite a bit of stretch. So I liked this fabric because I wanted something in navy and I wanted just a little bit of interest. Not a big bold pattern, but a little bit of interest. So went to work on the pattern. I did a toile. I only made one change to the pattern, and that was to deepen the fisheye dart in the back a little bit to accommodate my sway back perfectly. Now what I should have also done is the high round back adjustment, because had I used a fabric without this little bit of stretch, I think the dress wouldn't have fit properly. But this stretch meant that when I moved my arms a fair bit, I could feel the fabric stretching, but it didn't pull. So this was a super fast make. I really enjoyed making it, loved the style, and I wound up cutting it just a little bit shorter than the pattern called for. I had originally lengthened the pattern by 2 inches. When I finished the hem, I shortened it by 4 inches. So net out, I shortened it by 2 inches because I thought the longer one looked just a little too matronly, and you know, we got to fight matronly however we can. But this is a terrific dress. I think it's nice for various shapes and body types. Very comfortable. An elegant shaped dress, and it could go from really casual to New Year's Eve, depending on the fabric that you choose. So I made that dress for Atlanta Frocktails, and I just want to take a minute and tell you about Frocktails. So it was on November 2nd in a really cool place in downtown Atlanta. I went with 3 sewing friends, and then I met a bunch of my other IRL sewing friends there. When you arrived, you walked a red carpet, and then you went into the facility. It was really funky. I think I've got a little bit of video here I'm just gonna put up while I'm telling you about this. Very funky, urban place. They sold out the event. There was every demographic possible there. everybody eating, drinking, dancing around a little bit to the DJ. And the wonderful thing was we all had that one thing in common. We all sewed. So even if you were all by yourself at one of these events, you would be able to talk to everybody in the room because everyone there sewed. Not everyone sewed garments. Some people were quilters. There was one lady who was just a quilter, sorry. She sewed quilts. I'm not minimizing quilters. She sewed quilts. She didn't sew garments. And she had made a beautiful stole that she wore over her shoulder. And she'd done some quilting on that. It was just gorgeous. But it was really a fun evening. I would absolutely go. And I would encourage you, even if you have to go by yourself, if there's one local to you, then go, because you're gonna walk into a room of people who sew. And what better way to spend a Saturday night? It was really fun. We all had a great time. We walked away with massive gift bags full of coupons and goodies and handouts. And I really want to hand it to Top Stitch Atlanta and Fabricate here in Atlanta for organizing such a wonderful, memorable event. So then I had to come down from Frocktails and start sewing again. So when I went to Olga's, I mentioned that I had my mom with me, and I asked her to pick out something for me to make for her for Christmas. So she decided, this is another remnant I'm going to show you. She decided that she liked, where's something good I can show you? This aubergine fine wale corduroy. Lots of stretch. Oh my gosh, look at all that stretch. She really liked this. Oh, look at it, matches me. And she asked for a jacket. So I've decided, I'm 3/4 of the way through the Sewing Workshop Chicago jacket. This is a loose-fitting unlined jacket with lots of interesting seaming and big pockets. I just thought it was something that she could wear over a lot of things. It's not too heavy, so she could wear it over a sweater, over different tops. And to make it more interesting inside, I've made bias out of this cotton, and I'll be doing Hong Kong finishes on the seams with this fabric. So as I said, I'm most of the way through this. It's a very forgiving jacket. It doesn't need any fitting, which is quite helpful when someone is 2,000 miles away. So when we bought this fabric, I asked her if there was something she would like me to use to make a top. And we picked out, I don't know if she picked out or I picked out, this Georgette, which is black with mauve and white polka dots. And it coordinates nicely with this. It doesn't match, it coordinates. So I need your help to find a pattern for this. I would like to make her something. She likes a higher neck. She doesn't like open necks. So just a very simple, maybe kind of a peasant top or something. Maybe that would be nice in this. If you have any suggestions for a pattern, nothing form-fitting, because again, she's not here. I cannot fit her. And she will be wearing this when she sits at meals and things like that. So if you've got any ideas, I would love to hear them. I need to get the gift stuff done in the next probably 3 weeks. So I've got to get moving. Then of course I had to buy myself another piece of fabric while I was at Olga's, and I picked up this stretch cotton. Here, this is the pattern. Very drapey, super soft, really stretchy. And I like this because it's got gray, and I love gray. That's my favorite neutral. And I don't normally buy things with brown. However, I thought that the white with the brown was not muddy. Whereas if it had been a cream with brown, it might have just looked a little bit dull. But the white just seems to make it a very bright print. And I thought it would be nice to wear pretty much any time of year. So this, I'm probably going to use this to make a grain line lark with a boat neck. Grain line lark is just a little bit different from the deer and doe plantain, not that much. Probably not worth buying the other pattern. But I would like to make this in a boat neck, I think, just for something different. So now that we have cooler weather, I'm going to dive into this and maybe another jersey top. So that's the fabric that I bought and my current projects. I also want to share one little tip for people who like to go to garage sales, rummage sales, car boot sales. I picked this up at an estate sale this summer. Singer tracing kit, 59 cents. So when would this be from, you think? Mid-60s? I mean, maybe later, but I mean, look at this packaging. It's fantastic. It's still in great shape. But this was a unopened kit from this estate sale. So several sheets of tracing paper and the nice wheel. This is the tracing paper for marking your patterns. I know that we also call like Swedish tracing paper. No, this is for marking patterns. Anyways, this is decades and decades old, and this stuff is perfect. It works so much better than any tracing paper that I've bought. I've spent money on nice tracing paper and none of it works as well as this. So if you happen to see these tracing kits somewhere, grab them, because honestly, I've got every tracing tool on earth and nothing works as well as this stuff. So snap it up. You could probably sell it on eBay for a bunch of money if you found some, because it's kind of got like a cult following. So I'm going to be using this rather judiciously. So that's what I have for today. And to tell you about what's coming up, I will have a video on the Mary Quant dress as soon as I get the collar done, and on my closet cleanup, because I've done it. I've got everything sitting ready to be taken over to Goodwill. I just have to put the video together and make sure that I'm remembering the lessons that I want to learn from this whole little project. So that's it. Thank you for watching, for commenting, for subscribing. If you're not a subscriber and you've just watched, thank you for cruising on by. I hope you'll consider subscribing. And I will see you really soon. Have a wonderful week.